Thank you, Lord, for whosoever. Amen and amen. You know what? I almost canceled this meeting today. I almost canceled it, but I know somebody need to hear that. It don't matter where you are, because I know somebody who can save anybody. In his name is Jesus, baby. Come on, let's get these ground rules started. I'm in here today. I got to tell you, I got a few. I'm going to make some changes, baby. I've been changed over the weekend. That little thing that I sent you guys, the seminar, I've learned so much stuff in there. I am changing my whole game, baby. It ain't about the money anymore, baby. It's about the mission. Why are you doing what you're doing, baby? We got to talk about that a little bit more. Now, the question is not who gonna let me. Oh, Mr. Ray, they gonna let you. No, they ain't gonna let me. The question is who gonna stop me? Because you know what? I'm with the captain of the Lord's army, baby. And we didn't come to take sides, baby. We came to take over. We not here playing, baby. You ain't got to let me do nothing. I'm coming in the name of the Lord. Try to stop me. Oh, come on, somebody. Come on, let's talk about the quiz. Who's ready for the quiz today? Now, I got to tell you a little something about the quiz. Now, I'm going to be honest. I didn't check the quiz. Mr. Ray, what's up, baby? I did not. I didn't have time. I was doing deals, but we're going to go through it, and I want you to see if you got the answers right, all right? So here's the quiz. Here's what we have, baby. And this is what we're solving for, okay? No questions on that. Let's just get right into it. So here's the answer. So first of all, we got to figure out, we got 200K plus closing costs. So we're going to finance 203. We're going to take that 203, multiply it by 80%. It's going to give us the 162 fold that we're going to finance, because that's what the bank's going to finance. You plug that into your amortization schedule, you get 1,049.47, baby. And then if you're using the monthly 1% rule of 2,000, that means, of 200,000, that's 2,000. Monthly taxes, 1,500. Monthly insurance, 125. Vacancies is 100 a month. All right. Then we come over here. So now we got to figure the net cash flow. So you got two answers. You got the monthly payment and you got the 1% rule. That's two of the answers right there. So let's keep going. So over here, we got to do the rest of this, and we got to get to the total expenses. We subtract that. That's our net cash flow, baby. We're going to stop right there and ask any question. All right. Who got it right? Mr. Ray, you did. Did I get it right?
Mr. Ray, I have a question. I believe this is the wrong homework.
Oh,
it is.
Lord. Oh, Lord, Mr. Ray done messed up.
What are we going to do with you?
Lord, hold on. I done cut and paste. Was that last week's?
Yeah, I had to come on in there and say it.
Hey, y'all caught me without my hat on. Oh, Lord, you caught me without my hat on. Hold on, y'all. Boy, you is a hot mess. Now I know. Okay. Well, all right. I'll tell you what I do have. I know what I do have. I got the spreadsheet, baby. How about that? I know I did that. Hold on. Let's get into the spreadsheet. All right, here's the spreadsheet. Does this look more like it? 250? Was it 3,500? Is this the right one?
That's it.
My bad. All right, so forget what I just showed you over there. So here we go right here. So 250 plus 3,500, 75 LTV. That leaves us 191.25. I apologize. All right, and so now we take that 191.25, 4.75 for 25 years. That gives us our monthly payment of $1,082.84. All right. Taxes was $2,000. Divide that by 12, 1,667. Insurance 1,500. Divided by 12, 125. Maintenance 10%, 250. Vacancies 5%, 125. Total 1,749.51. Subtract that from your 2,500 1% rule, you get 750 as your net cash flow. Take your net cash flow, and then you figure your net operating income, everything but your payment. Subtract that. That'll get you 1,800 times 12 is your 2,200. Your return on investment, your investment was 62.5 14.4. All right, did I get it? Did I get the right one that time?
You sure did.
All right, any questions? Let's talk about it. Anybody got any questions?
My LTV was I got like 189,750.
Well, how'd you get that?
I multiplied 253,500 times 75%.
250,350 times 75% is 190,125.
Well, maybe my calculator.
All day long. All right, what else? Any other questions?
The vacancy, that was 5% of what was the base? 5% on what?
5% of your, you got to take 5% of your rent.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions?
Ray, can you make your spreadsheet a little larger for me?
Sure can. Hold on. We'll bring it over here. Let's do this. Let's put a couple of deals in there, and then we'll go over here. And we'll do that. That better?
Yes, thank you.
All right, we'll let that marinate there for a little bit. Who got it right? Anybody get it right? Let me see y'all chat it up over here.
Question, should we just always assume that you're gonna round up or round off? Because you're 14%, we just got 14% as opposed to the 14.
That's close enough. That's right. Yeah, because it depends on where your decimal is. So 14, if you got anything around 14%, you're good.
Okay, then Robert and I is.
In fact, you and Robert, I got to go ahead and put it out here because last week I didn't give you and Robert prop. So you and Robert got it right. This is Valerie and Robert Hodges. They got it right last week and they were not on the list. So I'm giving you your props today. You got it right then and you got it right today. Well done. Well done. Craig, you finally got it. I like it, baby. Anybody? Who else got it? I want to know who got it. Who got it right? Who got it wrong? I know I didn't send you the feedback. I didn't put your name in likes today, but go on and put it over there in the chat if you got it right. Now, if you didn't get it right, don't perpetrate. But we still got some more. We got one more test we got to look at. All right. Let's go look at the other test. Now, we had a few more questions. So that means that I ain't even I gotta see if I got the answers to the questions over here. Let's see. Oh, I do have them. All right, so first question was, if a tenant is on month-to-month lease, how many days must written notice be given? The answer is 30 days. You got to give 30-day notice on any tenancy, whether it's month-to-month or whether you have 12-month. The tenant and the owner is required to give 30-day notice if they're going to break it. Security deposit, it's got to be held in a separate account, separate from your bank account, your checking account, your savings account. Here, put it over there in an account all by itself. That deposit is not yours. It belongs to the tenant. And then when they move out, then you give the appropriate amount back. Notice of eviction. How many days, Mr. Ray, do you got to give them? You got to give a 5-day notice of eviction in the state of Oklahoma. It may be different in other states, but it's got to be 5 days, and those are 5 days, not including the weekends. Abandonment of property. If the tenant abandons the property, leaves furniture, can the landlord just throw it away? No, you can't do that. The issue is if it's valuable, and you got to determine if they just left a bunch of trash in there and it's nasty and dirty and all that, you just throw it away. But if they left something valuable, TVs, recorders, jewelry, stuff like that, you're required by law. Hold it 30 days. After that, you can even charge them rent for that 30 days, but you can't throw it away. But if they don't come get it, you send them a notice, a certified notice, come get this, last address you know, that's all you got to do. And then on termination of tenancy, how many days notice you got to give if you're going to terminate? Again, if you're going to terminate or they're going to terminate, it's 30 days. Any questions?
You have one more question.
Over in the chat room. Let me see.
No, you have one on the handicap tenant.
Oh, do I? Oh, there it is. Good job. If you got a handicapped tenant and they have a dog and it is a service dog, can you deny them? Because I don't do dogs on my property. Can I deny them the right to be on my property? No. Service dogs. Now, I ain't talking about mutts. I ain't talking about Rottweilers, pit bulls, all that. They have to have a card that's saying it's a certified service dog. And these dogs are trained to help these people. And if you cannot deny them if they have a service dog, right? So you can't do it.
Ray, what about smokers?
I'll deny them all day. Drinkers, revelers, all of them. All them scoundrels. Yeah, you can say no smoking in your property. That's legitimate. You can say no dogs too. You don't have to accept any dog, but if it's a service dog, you do.
Okay.
Just help somebody that's handicapped or somebody that's blind. Come on now, don't be so hard. Because those service dogs are trained, they ain't gonna tear your property up. But you can hit them with an extra deposit. You can do that. You absolutely can do that. So, all right.
Now, do you do like yearly inspections on these type of homes?
I do.
Okay,
I like to go
so
around. Now, some of my people been with me for 15 years. I ain't been by that house in 3 or 4 years because they take care of it. I drive by, flowers. I mean, everything just looking great. I don't need to go in that house. I know they doing good, but people that I don't know that well, yeah, I try to do at least an annual inspection. Sometimes I just drive by if I'm in the neighborhood, see what's going on.
well, Ray, I had a tenant in Texas that when they moved in, they didn't have any pets.
Right.
But a year or so later, they snuck one in. I didn't know about it. I'm in
Right.
Oklahoma, they're in Texas.
Right.
And later the dog had chewed up a lot of woodwork and doors and things.
Right.
How can I go back and get that money back?
Did you have a deposit?
Well, but it didn't cover, because it was a small 2-bedroom home. It didn't cover the damage that the dog did. It was a pit.
Okay. Then you have to sue them in small claims court.
Okay. I just lost on that, but I didn't
Yeah,
know how
yeah,
to do it.
you pretty
think of
much
in the
lost. That's
future.
why you don't want them dogs in there, because that's exactly what they'll do.
Okay, thank you.
Laura, your ROI was a little bit off. 13.92 can be rounded up to 14, so I'll give you credit for that. All right. Any other questions? Good job on the homework. So I got to tell you, so what I'm going to do on the homework from here on out, I got to get out of the homework business. I'm spending too much time doing homework. So Tiffany has agreed that she's going to be responsible for helping me manage the homework. So in the future, and I'll give you her email address whenever we have our next homework, that you'll send it to me and you'll send it to her. She'll put everything together. And if she wants to help you, and I'm not signing her up to help you if you can't get it right. Now, she's got it right every time. So that's why I'm letting her check it. But if you guys, I don't want y'all wearing her out saying, hey, Tiffany, can you help me get this? I mean, if she wants to do that, fine. But she's just there to collect the data, put it together, you know, and help me so I don't have to spend a lot of time to do that. And Darren's going to be doing it for me on Thursday. So slowly but surely, I got to get out of some of this stuff that I'm doing behind the screen. And so I can start spending time focusing on teaching you guys and not being in the paperwork, doing homework, all that good stuff. I love you, but I ain't interested in seeing all your homework. Yeah, so everybody good on that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So to my understanding, it's illegal to ask for documentation for a service animal. How does that apply to renters? Is it still illegal to ask them?
Where'd you see
Yeah,
that?
it's
Not illegal. If you're coming into my property, I need to show that you have a certified service dog. You're not gonna get in my property without it. That's not illegal. Unless you show me where it's illegal at.
well, I know like if you take your animal like to the store or something, they can't ask you for
No,
documentation.
not at the store, they can't.
Right.
If
Okay.
you're coming in my house, I can. I can
Okay.
ask you for your ID. I can ask you for your social security number. They can't ask for that at the store.
Right.
So I can get anything I want if you want to live in my house.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? All right, I'm not gonna go through this whole presentation, attracting the right tenants. What time is it? So I'm gonna hit some high spots, and then if you got any questions on any particular slides, we'll stop there. So I like this one. I don't care about what you do, just pay me. So we're gonna talk about the difference between a slumlord and a landlord. This is what a slumlord would do, right? They don't care about you, nothing you got going on. They just want to make sure you pay the rent, right? And so when you're talking about the attributes of a good tenant, these are things I look for in a good tenant, right? I'm looking for these things right here. Pays on time, requires little of my attention. I ain't got to be talking to them all the time about stuff, taking care of my property. And I'm in it to build a long-term relationship with them. And guess what? They become my best salespeople. They tell everybody, you want to be in Mr. Ray's house because he take care of his house, baby. You ain't got to worry about it. And a lot of times they want to buy my property, right? So if you want to attract good tenants, these are some of the attributes that you're looking at when you're talking about attracting good tenants. You got to have a good product. If you want to attract some good tenants, there's 4 things you got to have in your property. It's got to be clean, it's got to be safe, it's got to be affordable and functional. Let's talk about all 4 of those. So the first one, don't worry about the roaches, man. The roaches the mice eat them every time. We got mice to eat the roaches, baby. Don't worry about it. That's what the slumlord do. Don't be a slumlord, baby. You got to have clean properties that ain't got no roaches on them. Come on, somebody. You can't be having trash everywhere. You got to make sure that, the city ain't going to allow you to have stuff scrolled all over the place. Keep the trees trimmed. You can't have no bunch of, all kind of cars with leaky oil all in my driveway. We can't do that, baby. And there they are. You can't have them rodents, baby. You got to have clean properties. Cleanliness is right up there with godliness, baby. Keep them clean. Oh, I take offense to that. I do reinvest in my start. A slumlord, he ain't going to invest nothing in that property, baby. He trying to get you to pay that rent. And when stuff break down, he really ain't trying to fix it because he trying to get as much money as he can in his pocket. He don't care about the AC unit. If it ain't working, hey, you better open the windows or something. That's a slumlord. Don't be that person. You got to have safe properties. Properties that no faucets is leaking, HVAC's running, smoke detectors, ain't nobody tripping over stuff on the floor, asbestos free, mold free, and all the doors and windows gotta operate properly. Last time somebody asked me about, having bars. I said, don't do bars, baby, because they can't get out if a fire's in there. You don't want that on your conscience. In fact, you might go to jail because you should have known that they wouldn't be able to get out. So you got to make sure that you provide them safe properties. Oh, I know the rent was $750, but we got to jack that up to $1,000. If you can pay $750, baby, I bet you can pay $1,000. A slumlord he ain't never gonna give you a straight answer, baby. He always gonna be sniving and conniving. You ain't never gonna know where you are with him because he's not out about doing things by the law. He's just out to get your money, baby. That's all he wants. And so the next one, you got to have affordable properties, right? You can't be the highest property. That's why I always tell you, use the 1% rule and you're pretty good. If you use the 1% rule, that's about what, you should have your rent at. And then, you can stay in the top 20%. Don't be down at the bottom. Stay around in the top 20 percentile. And don't be so quick to raise rent, especially if you got good tenants. You can raise it a little bit at a time, but, if you got good tenants, I got tenants been with me 15 years. They started off at 600. They might be up to 800 after 15 years because they pay me on time. They take care. Why would I want to run them off? Oh, so I can get somebody in there pay $1,000 that may not pay it? No. Don't negotiate on your rent once you set it, baby. Oh, Mr. Ray, I lost my job. I need to, I know that I said I could afford it, but I really this is not a negotiation. My rent is my rent. Pay me on time, baby. And if they pay you on time, you give them nice little gifts on Christmas. Give them hey, this Christmas I gave, 8 of my tenants I gave 2 of them $400 off their rent, and the other one's $100 off because they consistently pay my rent, baby, and pay it. So I'll give them a little bonus, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bonus. Keep them in it. But the slumlord, he ain't gonna do that. You called last month? Sorry, I missed that. Try again next month. That's wrong, baby. I just called you. You gonna make me call. That's wrong. Don't be a slumlord, baby. Don't be that. And then you gotta have functional property. Everything's gotta be working. HVAC, the electrical, plumbing, roofing. You gotta provide them safe homes, baby. They gotta be functioning home. Hot water. These are basic functions that you have to provide to your tenants in the state of Oklahoma. Oh, such a goody two-shoe. Who cares? The moral of the story, baby, don't be a slumlord. The laws are in place to protect you as a tenant from these bad slumlords. But you got to know your root. That's why I wanted you to read that Landlord-Tenant Act. The tenant has rights just like the landlord has rights. That landlord is required to give you a good, safe, clean, affordable property. The law requires that. So know the law, baby. Know the law. Be known for the quality of your. Mr. Ray, you got anything open? No, I don't have. They always asking me, you know why? Because I'm gonna offer them a quality product, baby. Quality product. Oh, this is not good right there. We done with that. All right. So any questions on that?
Ray, I have one.
Yeah.
You mentioned about the tenant keeping up the property as far as yards and tree trims.
Yes.
I got into a little trouble with a tree trimming one time where the tenant was a good tenant, but his son was trimming a tree and the limb came down and broke the cable, the power cable.
Okay.
Tore it away from the house.
Right.
Do I need to let them do that, or this is something I really need to contract out and just write it off on the taxes?
So did they ask you, could they do it?
No. The limb had fell down during the storm.
That's on them. You're not responsible. But if they asked you and you said yes, you would be responsible.
Well, in the beginning,
cases, though, I would take care of that. That's your responsibility.
Okay, that's what I need to know.
Yeah, that's your responsibility.
So should I put that in the contract, not to mess with any fallen tree limbs that's falling onto my property?
In the contract. If you can't put everything in the contract.
Okay.
Okay. The contract that I use, it covers pretty much everything. You just can't. You'd have 50 pages if you try to put every little thing in there, but you just got to put what you put and just communicate with your tenants. Hey, these things happen. You need to let me know. What else? Any other questions on any of these slides? Don't be a slumlord, baby. You need them clean, safe, affordable properties.
Mr. Ray, I do have a question.
Yes.
I know you had mentioned in some previous lessons that you purchased a home. I think it was your Lincoln Terrace home, maybe, for a considerably low price.
$5,000.
Correct. I was going to say 5, but I wasn't quite sure. How do you go about deciding what your monthly rent is, since you cannot base that on the purchase price?
I can just look at the ARV and what the properties are selling for in that area.
Okay, so you don't judge it according to what other properties are being rented for in that area?
Yes, I do. I do that too. Okay. I will look. I'll call around if there's a house for rent down the street. I'll call and act like I'm a prospective tenant and find out what they're asking for.
Okay, that's what I was going to say, because I've done that a couple of times just to make
sure. And then also, Tiffany, you look on Zillow. Zillow gives you a real good indication of what the rent should be in those houses.
Right. Okay. Okay. Thank you.